Now you are your own master. But it seems that Gale's mind is elsewhere.
The crown. It's somewhere in the Giontha. If I salvage the stones, I can reforge it. And once I have, I'll return it to Mystra. She'll cure me of my affliction, and I'll finally be free. And a more deserving one this time around. If this adventure has taught me anything, it's that there are things in this world far more valuable than power. You, for example. You're always wiser than me when it mattered most. Besides, grown quite fond of this merry band of ours, but I'd quite like to see what happens to it. I'm sure Mystra will summon me soon enough, but until then, I propose we celebrate our victory the mortal way, with a drink in our hands and reckless abandon in our hearts.
I'm not sure about, drink in hand, but I think we've all earned some reckless abandon. How about you? Any thoughts on what's next? Just remember who your friends are, will you? In case you start to become, well, you know, hungry. I honestly don't mind what we do once we get to the... Ow! What the... Oh, no. Oh, God. Well, it was nice when it lasted. Ah! I'm sorry. I have to go.
I suppose that's the last time any of us will see him. And the last time I'll ever see the sun.
We did it, soldier. The city's going to be all right. And so are you. Engine's finally cooked. Held on just long enough. So, how'd I do? For you. And for the city, and for myself, and blah blah. But most of all, for you. Careful! Hot! How'd I do? Spectacular! Ah, it's the one thing I can't beat, isn't it? Same below as above. I love you. You. More than anything. I saw... Oh, God! Goodbye, son. Goodbye, sea. Goodbye. I'm ready. I stand back. I'm going to...
it's over. You, who were death, thanks to you, there will be no illithid empire, no death god. You have earned your place amongst the legends of the Sword Coast. You are the saviors of Baldur's Gate. You slept like a babe straight through the night, dreamless, thoughtless, and almost entirely free. For the first time, you feel alone, calm. You breathe. Baal may have been your beginning, but of all those you killed, Quill, a burden you will carry.
My shining star. Since I've known you, we've shed more blood than could ever fill the Cheon Tha. The wounds we sustained were the testament to our might. I'd venture into the wilds with you at my side if I could. The illithid who saved Baldur's Gate, I would cry. And the people would greet you as the hero I know you to be. A beautiful fantasy. If only I could wish it into being. The people I'm sworn to protect will see only an illithid. They would cower in fear. Or worse yet, try to fill you with arrows and daggers. I love you. But I can't be with you. Not the way I wanted. I meant it, and I still do. We'll make a place for you. Somewhere secluded. Somewhere you can call home. I'll bring you anything you need. Robes, books, sustenance. You'll be safe. I'll visit as often as I can. We can still dance. We can still write a story. We can still be us. This doesn't have to be the end. I was selfish to ask you to live a half-life as a plaything for the Blade of Frontiers. And even more selfish to be disappointed by your answer. Wherever you go, you take my heart with you. So strong is my love that not even a devil could break it.
Your mind turns to the future. Where will you go? And how will you feed? Can you ever find stability stuck in the skin of a monster? Yet of one thing you are most certain. Whatever comes next, you'll face it alone.
Last night was an experience. But I don't think you've changed quite as much as some might think. I'd recognize that vigor anywhere. It sounds like the city's trying to get back on its feet already. Normal life is returning. Which means things are about to become decidedly more difficult for you. Perhaps you could wear a mask. Say you're a leper, or have taken religious vows to conceal your face. I don't know. It's hardly practical, but when has that ever stopped someone from trying to please their god of choice? I would know. It would be too much of a risk, though. One mishap, one busybody, and you could be surrounded by a mob. After what this city's been through, people will scarcely tolerate cuttlefish at the fishmonger's stall, never mind a full-blown mind flayer in their midst. Do you know what this means? You deserve to be vaunted. Adored. Statues in your image should stand on every square. A whole generation of babies should be named in your honor. But it will not be so. All those people you saved. Most of them will never know what you did. But you know. And so do I. I'll never forget. I need to get you out of here. It was difficult enough smuggling you in here covered in cloaks. It'll only get worse as normalcy returns. I think so. Yes. At least for now. You need to take care of yourself. Keep out of danger. Perhaps there is some way, some unfathomable way we can still see each other eventually. Such a thing must exist, surely. So I refuse to call this farewell. Just until next time.
The world wakes to a new dawn, and we are here to greet it. Not as conquerors, but as saviors. Saviors of a city that we must now leave forever. I can think of one place that would be a natural home for us both. In time, you will learn to master your form, and then you will be perfection. No higher power can command or restrain us. We will assemble an army of thralls. And who then will be able to stand against us? Perhaps it is time for my homecoming. An exile from Lolth and her Mind Flayer consort, leading a conquering horde on Menzoberranzan. The battle would be legendary, and our kingdom would be magnificent. But we can look to the future tomorrow, or the day after. Today, let us think only of ourselves in this moment. We have won a lifetime together.
It's curious. After all the wonders and monstrosities we've witnessed, waking beside you seems more unreal than any of it. I've forgotten what it felt like. To greet a sunrise without fear of it being my last. Soon, I'll deliver the crown to Mystra and be rid of the awe at long last. I'll be free. Whatever for? I rather like this new you. In fact, your tentacular transformation has inspired me to make a little change of my own. I've decided to drop this whole Gale of Waterdeep business. It's a bit pompous, don't you think? You're now in the company of plain old Gale Decarius, a most brilliant wizard of intentionally limited renown. At your service. Now, I believe this is the moment where I should get to my point, so to speak. I love you. More than I've ever loved anyone, mortal or immortal. And you've proven your love for me in more ways than even the greatest mathematicians would dare to count. That being said, I wondered if you might consider accompanying me back to Waterdeep as a new member of the Decarius clan. Your present condition is that you're the one I love. And your current form is merely a reflection of the depths of your sacrifice. It only makes me love you more. There will be some practicalities to iron out, the guest list, the venue, and we will need to find a very open-minded cleric. I promise we'll make it work. If you'll have me. You will? Oh, thank goodness for that. We'll need time to make the arrangements, of course. The catering alone will need to be quite extraordinary. But that's all to come. The day is young, and there are thousands more days ahead of us.